match of two American talents.
And like I was saying earlier, they faced in the finals of the RCC, I think 3 weeks ago, or maybe 4 weeks ago, and it came all the way down, I believe, to either to the bullet or to the Armageddon. It was an incredibly close match. They kept drawing, and both of these players, I mean, their styles are very, very solid. Sam, of course, is more tactically oriented, but neither of them is one to take, you know, unnecessary risk. And we have an Italian, and a little spice with Bishop G5, which is not that common anymore. I mean, generally nowadays, you see Knight BD2 more commonly. Are we going to see a sack on G5? I don't think so.
Probably not, but actually this Bishop G5 had a fair few outings at the Olympiad. They're even playing Bishop G5 as early as sort of move 6 or 7 sometime now, Daniel. It's very, very weird.
Wow.
To just see this early Bishop G5. Of course, the idea is to pin and also to potentially provoke. And one interesting point is that you want to play Bishop G5 a lot when the pawn on D6 has already been committed, because that way there's no Bishop back to E7 blocking the pin. So the bishop actually makes a lot more sense now. But okay, you know, Wesley has enormous experience in this structure with both sides, much more than Sam, I would assume, but curious to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, and Sam refrains from G5 for the time being. He plays Bishop B6, creating the eternal dilemma about what white should do with the bishops. You have many ways to resolve this. You can take on E6, you can drop the bishop back to C2, or you can leave the bishops as they are. And it's Sam who trades on B3. I always feel like white has a smidge of an advantage here. I would definitely take white here if I had to pick a side.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this trade.
Whoa, whoa.
Why can't I take on B7 here?
Whoa. No, you can. I think you just blundered it.
This is insane. I think Sam has mixed up his lines.
Well, Knight A5 usually traps the queen, but here there's Queen B4.
No, this is some big mix-up by Sam. He's got his position confused, and that's actually one of the dangers of these Italians. There are so many positions that look analogous. Analogous? Goodness me, similar.
No,
I'll just use.
Analogous is a great word.
It is, but you know, I'm from East London. I shouldn't be using such words. Queen takes B7 on the board, and you can get. Oh my God,
that's a shocking blunder by Sam.
No, this is just an unbelievable blunder. This is just really shocking. And you're right. Knight A5, Queen B4, and Queen A4, and as we say in the mean streets of Vladivostok, pieshka, pieshka. A pawn is a pawn.
Pieshka jest pieshka, yeah.
Pieshka jest pieshka. You know, and this is a really big pawn. This is not some measly random. This is a pawn that holds together Black's queen side. So
live blood, the very, very, very soul of Black's position.
I mean, I'm kind of in shock, to be honest.
No, and so is Sam. And this is just, and you're absolutely right. I mean, there's so many, there's a nauseating number of move orders in the Italian. And in every one of them, there's a distinctly different arrangement of pieces. But you know, about 80 to 90% of the time, Queen takes B7 doesn't work because of Knight A5. Right. This is that 10% case when the queen has this extra square on B4 that's, you know, usually inaccessible because Black's bishop is on C5 or there's some other reason. This is now the game isn't over. Sam has to figure out some way to get the queen out of B7 without incurring any other losses. I don't know how to do that though, because the knight is hanging.
Yeah.
97 maybe.
Yeah, but that's such a negative move, but you know what to do, and he's played it.
You got to do it. I mean, there's just no other moves.
Okay, so
Wesley,
now what?
You probably withdraws his queen back to B3, I would imagine. Although it's chilling. It's not really chilling on B7 because Bishop B6 is a big threat. Watch Wesley
Yeah.
blunder his queen.
I mean, it's not out of the realms of possibility. And Sam now, saying, please, he's got his fist on his mouth saying, please play 93 or 93. Please play 93. He wants to play bishop b6, followed by rook a7. Bringing the queen back is just so sensible, though.
Yeah, I think that Wesley's probably just deciding between queen b4 and queen b3. I don't think he's, considering moves like knight e3, which blunder the queen. But you never know. I mean, we've seen our share of crazy in this game, but yeah, queen b3 it is. And I think Sam's biggest chance is to build up a kingside initiative quickly. So I'm thinking knight h5, maybe get a knight to f4, that rook on e6. He positioned it there at a big cost, but maybe it can swing to g6, and you're only down a pawn, so it ain't over yet. Although when you're playing Wesley, like it kind of is. Yeah,
I mean, this is just, Black can play like this in general anyway. He just tends to have a pawn on b7, so this is, all but over.
d4 is a great move, shutting down the bishop. Yeah,
this is a catastrophe for Sam. He didn't want this. He wanted a fight and not just to, plod along.
Yeah, I was reading about. I don't remember what chess player I was reading about, but just that concept of, this particular player was really upset after he won a quick game, and it was just because his opponent didn't play well enough. He didn't give him a fight, but I don't remember who this was in reference to. But again, let's not shovel dirt on him yet. He goes rook b8, chasing the queen back to c2. And Wesley's strategy, I think, is to bring the rook into the game, eventually put the knight on f5, and apart from the fact that Black's queenside is destroyed, White's also got tremendous pressure in the center. That's not helping Black's cause. Ugh, Wesley hasn't had enough. He's going for more.
Queen a3 is, a really interesting move. I mean, I automatically play queen c2 there. And again, that's
Same.
A big difference. I wouldn't have played.
Well, that's why you were in the candidates and Wesley wasn't.
Precisely.
All right, you don't play foolish moves like queen a3.
Queen c8. Okay. So now what? Rook a d1 is screaming to be played.
Yep. I guess Sam is trying to get his queen to b7, maybe? No, rook f6. Okay, so he's going for the idea of the rook lift.
No, he's going for rook takes f3, queen h3 sort of garbage, and knight f4, potentially. Doesn't work ever because there's some knight e3, but he might be desperate already.
No, he definitely is. And the way you come back in such positions, yeah, obviously you can create tactical chances, but you also want to sow the seeds of doubt in your opponent's mind. You want your opponent to start getting frustrated that you're developing counterplay, even if that counterplay isn't fully legitimate. So rook f3 here, if we pull up the analysis board for a second, is there any case to be made for this? I don't think so.
No, I think so. There's also queen takes a6, queen f1.
Oh, that is a nasty maneuver. That is
in the worst case scenario, right? You've always
at a minimum. At a minimum. No, totally. That solves it. That precludes rook takes f3. So probably then Black has to put a knight on f4 instead. But then why did you put the rook on f6? This is looking mighty grim for Sam. Mighty grim.
This is nasty.
Oh, he plays it.
Yeah, I mean, he's desperate. He understands he's toast anyway, so what's the difference?
I was about to suggest queen takes a6.
Yeah, well, you can play that move if you enjoy losing. But if I don't expect...
It distracts the queen from h3.
It does.
It's a calculated sacrifice.
I think the other way to... no, you can't quite do that.
b3 maybe? I mean, it's a greedy move, but I don't see what the threat is, so, I wouldn't
Maybe just b3. Can you just go king h1 here as well, or does it make any sense? It probably makes no sense.
Oh, king h1, rook g1.
Yeah, I mean,
does.
But you don't really need to play. I like b3, Danya.
b3. I mean, maybe d takes c5 bears the danger of opening up the bishop, but there's a lot of padding here that could withstand even the worst case scenario. But I wouldn't take on e5. I wouldn't risk walking into queen h3 and bishop takes c3. That's the best way to get checkmated. Rook d2 by Wesley. The eval bar, not the biggest fan of that move. Not the biggest fan of that move.
Okay. Still looks reasonable, though.
Oh, there's a weird idea here, which is to put not the queen on h3, but the knight on h3 and transit it to g5 to go after this f3, which is quite a weak pawn on f3.
I like this.
Sam doesn't play it. He goes king h7, and he continues to ask Wesley, how are you actually going to win this game? King h1, your move. No, but I don't see this happening for Sam. This seems to be fizzling out rather quickly.
Yeah.
It's so tilted. If only you had a pawn on b7, then you would be able to play queen h3.
Yeah.
What happened to that pawn, I wonder? I don't really remember.
No, this is clearly a disaster for Sam.
Okay, trade in rook b5.
Trying something.
He's definitely trying. Rook g5 and queen h3. I don't know about you. I would be scared here with white. Like, I'd be scared until my opponent resigns. And I'm not totally sure what white should play here. How to actually get rid of Black's, annoying.
What about this? What if we go bishop takes f4, knight takes f4, knight f5? Is that ridiculous? And my idea is that I want to go. If you go g6, do I have some queen e3? And
beautiful.
H6 is hanging. And with the knight on f5, I prevent both rook swings. And well, you can go g5, and then I'm happy. Now I'm
chilling. Yeah,
I'm stable, right? So bishop f4, knight f4, knight f5.
Shaking.
Look good, feel good with Nova.
He goes rook g1, of course.
I thought that was a terrific idea, but yeah, rook g1 by Wesley, and I think he's actually setting it up. Bishop f4, knight f5, because that attacks g7. It essentially forces Black's hand. So this is the last chance for Sam to put his queen on h3. But if he does, I think queen takes a6 is basically curtains.
Yes.
Knight h3.
Yeah, too little, too late, right? He had this chance a bit early on rook g2.
Whoa!
Oh,
wait, isn't there? So I guess there still is knight g5.
But then the queen protects, like after knight d5 or knight f5 again.
I think
c5.
The reason the Yelvar didn't like this move as much is just that the rook is kind of stranded on g2. But of course, it's still winning for white. c5. What happens if white goes d5?
I don't know, but that looks like the move to me to cut again. Forces.
It's like a Benoni.
It is. Queen c3 also makes sense.
Excellent move, because it aims at g7 also.
Yeah, now d5, knight f5, and bishop removal, and crash and burn time.
Yeah. This is only a matter of time. And Sam's clock dwindling.
Dwindling indeed.
Least of his problems. The biggest one being that he's down an exchange and a pawn, and then knight f5 is going to be absolutely deadly when it comes. Yeah, an unfortunate just an unfortunate game. You know, so one blunder like that, and when you're playing Wesley, that's like spotting the Golden State Warriors 25 points in a basketball game. You can come back one time out of 50, but not more frequently than that. Or we're spotting Djokovic 2 sets.
Precisely. Yeah, this is
to make an analogy that you European will understand.
Well, no, you know, I'm a big fan of your sports, particularly the National Football League.
Really? I watch.
Do you?
I watched the I watched the Panthers' first preseason game this morning.
I watched the highlights of the Bills versus the Colts last night, and well, it was all right, but of course Josh Allen coming back. Some big moves preseason, some big. No, I mean in the league, right? Some transfers is what I was trying to say.
Oh yeah, it's going to look completely different. Well, I'm only interested in the 49ers, so.
You're only a 49ers guy? Why?
Well, I'm a Bay Area sports fan.
Jimmy lost me a lot of money.
No,
that guy. He lost me fortunes.
Do not mention that name. That is now a profanity, a term of profanity.
Jimmy, goodness me.
That is
all right,
Rook C era I wish to forget about. Just like Sam is going to want to forget about this game. Rook C5, he's still trying. He's still trying to generate some miracle chances, but a Wesley move here is just B3. Cement the knight. The one thing you wanted to avoid here, bishop takes D6. Bishop takes D6 now.
Yeah, exactly.
Bishop D6 there was winning on the spot as well. Now you don't want to play it because if queen takes D6 and the queen on C3 is undefended, that's the one thing to be careful about. F5.
Well, that's desperate measures.
Gobbling.
You probably can, but I would go queen D. Oh no, queen D3, knight F4. Sorry, excuse me.
Or F4. I guess F4 E5.
Yeah, a F4 E5 check. I thought, but knight F4 just walks in. But so E5 is
Wesley says thank you for another pawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is over Red Rover.
Also, Wesley with 2 extra minutes is quite a substantial time advantage. So I just see no queen E3.
That's a mate threat. Wait, queen E3, rook
queen E3,
C4.
rook C4.
Oh my god!
Oh my
god!
A
trick! What a trick!
Oh my god!
I have to show that you think, rook takes C4, and this is just like the Jospem, and black actually just wins on the spot. This is just like the Jospem trick. Rook C1, mate. Literal mate. Oh my lands. One last pitfall. And Wesley avoids it like a champ. Like the pro that he is.
Just too good. Too much of a pro. I just walked straight into these. It's outstanding. Truly.
Queen E3 is so natural too. I mean, you're going to stop the threat with the offer of a queen trade, and you're getting your queen to E6. What could be possibly wrong about that move?
Exactly.
Okay, queen E1 now makes more sense. Oh, no. Then I'm blundering F3.
Queen E1, you're blundering. Queen D3. This is the move.
Perfect. F6 check. He's going to resign here.
Well, he can win back in the exchange, but he can take knight F4. But the point is that the ending is really easily won. That's because D6 then hangs. He'll just go
white's up 3 pawns.
Yeah, it's just 3 pawns, and your task is very easy. This is the professional way to do it.
Yeah, giving up a little bit of the material, but greatly facilitating the task of conversion. Okay, knight takes G3 check also wins back the exchange. I actually didn't see this move.
Yeah, F takes is a clever move, and you take now an F6 check.
Rook F1 and F6, or F6 and Rook F1.
F6 and Rook F1 next. It's just... No, that really is all she wrote, because queen G6 comes and...
Oh, Rook F1, Rook takes D5. So I would go King H8 here. I would try King H8, but I think he might just just resign.
King H8. King H8, knight takes D6. I've got to be careful. I'm allowing some Rook C2. This is obviously
takes G7 does Wesley,
and he just wants to go Queen E4, Queen F5, Queen F5.
Yeah, there's mate. Anything wins. Queen E4. Yeah.
Queen f5 just covers c8 as well. It's just completely over.
I mean, yeah. Yep. Okay, we're waiting on Wesley to put the finishing touches on this lovely conversion.
Mm-hmm.
Rook f1 is his choice. He forces the queen away and sets the stage for checkmate. I think queen f5 is coming. No,
yeah, I see no reason why. Okay, Sam can.
Knight takes d6. Yeah. Knight takes d6, rook c2, actually.
Check.
Okay, so now. He just takes the bishop. Yeah, why not? King g1. Just king g1. All right, Wesley. King g1. Let's go. Let's finish this. Rook b5. Sam's still trying.
Yeah, I'm surprised Sam is playing on here with 9 seconds. Seems
with 2 minutes for Wesley. I mean,
it seems a little bit rude, actually. I mean, piece down, 0 attack, 3 pawns down. Okay.
I just think he's upset about blundering b7. I think that's I don't know why Wesley's taking so long on knight takes d6 and queen f7 check and back to f5 with mate. I mean, there it is. Queen f7 and knight f5. Yeah, so I think Sam is just frustrated with the way this game has gone. Queen f6 and knight f5 is, I think, the simplest. Somehow Wesley is making this seem like it's queen e8. Just go queen e8 and trade queens.
Queen g6. Also good.
Yes. Okay. King h1. Right. Preventing all the checks, and knight f7 with checkmate follows. And finally, a resignation there for Sam.